Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to this video on my YouTube channel. And in this video, we will be talking about installing the EVENG, which is the emulator for different nodes, or you can say different machines. It's basically a virtualization platform, or you can say a nested virtualization thing, wherein you can virtualize all network devices, right? Whether it's a basic Windows host or even a multi-vendor firewall or switches or routers, any other device, right? Multi-vendor device. So the support for the devices is huge. You can go to the documentation of the EVNG website and go to the chemo image naming section to have a view of what devices they support. Like if you see, it's the ACS, ASA, Cisco ASA, Cloud. They support the Big IPF5. They support the ClearPass, Aruba, Virtual Mobility Controller, Aruba CX switches. They have the checkpoint firewalls. I mean, you can do any lab on the EVNG. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about installing the EVNG on your local machine. Now, you have multiple options to install this as a VM. You could do this on the VMware Workstation Pro, and you can also do this on the Oracle VirtualBox, which is what we are going to do in this video. And also you can deploy this on the Hyper-V, which is the virtualization platform of the Windows, right? So in order to do the installation on the Oracle VirtualBox, you have to download first of all the Oracle VirtualBox, right? Oracle VirtualBox, which is a free software. You can do this on VMware Workstation Player as well, which is again a free one. But if you want some extra features, you can go for the VMware Workstation Pro and license it. And if you want to see the video of how to installing the EVNG on the VMware Workstation Pro, I'll drop a link in the description of my video and you can also have a look on it. Now we'll talk about installing this on the VirtualBox, right? So you go to the website, which is virtualbox.org, and then you go to downloads and you basically download the VirtualBox pack, right? So here it's like whatever host you have. I am on Windows, so I'll go and click on the Windows and start downloading the installation package, right? So right now it's running on 7.0.6, so it's it's always good to have the latest version installed. Now once this is installed, what I can do is, once this is downloaded, what I can do is I can install this software on my system, right? So I have clicked on open, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, so what I did was not this one. Okay. Okay, it's installing right now. So I'll just run through the wizards quickly. I mean, it's a simple wizard. Next, next, yes, and yes, install. That's it. Now you have to wait for the setup to complete and then you can start the installation. Now till the time this installation is getting completed, we can go to the EVNG website, go to downloads. We need the OVA file for the EVNG, right? So you would go for the free Eve community edition. This also has a lot of feature, but if you want to have multiple pods and bit of labs for multiple users, then you would have to go for EVNG Professional, which is a licensed version. You would have to pay for the license. But if you want to try it for yourself, EVNG Community Edition is the best option. So you click on that link and you reach here. Now you have to download a OVF file, right? This is a template for the VirtualBox, Workstation Pro, like that. So I would recommend to go on the Google Mirror, click on that. It will redirect you to this website. Just click on download, and this will download the Eve Community Edition, which is around 2.5 gigs. And if I see here, the VirtualBox has been installed to my system. In the background, the VM is being downloaded. I'll just finish by selecting the Start Oracle VirtualBox. I just want to have the feel of the VirtualBox software client, right? So let this come up. And in the meantime, I will pause the video, and once this download is completed, I will again resume the video. Okay, so we're back, and the virtual machine image has been downloaded. You can see here it's a zip file, so I'll just right click and extract the zip file. So let's say extract here, and once this is extracted, I would see a couple of images there, and in the background I can see also the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager is open. So this is the tool, the dashboard. Now you would see very minimal options here. You have the preference. If you go inside the preference, you can see a couple of options to check for updates. I mean, automatically, I would recommend you to set this up as, and then you have a couple of, I mean, this is related to the VirtualBox itself. I'll click OK. And then you have import and export appliances. Then you have the tools. You have the network manager, which is one of the important areas. Then inside the machine you have the new and the add, like, and then the help if you want some help. So you can, I mean, go to the website. These are all links to the online documentation, right? And also here you have the import and export and new and add. So you had this in the new and add, and then you have the preference in import export in the file menu. Okay, so let's see where the extraction has reached. I think it's extracted. So if I go here, I see OVF, VMDK, and MF. So what I want you to do is either you can do import from here and just I mean, browse to the location, which is mine is downloads and compressed, and then I can see this EVNG and the OVF file is what I want to select. Just hit next. Okay, now it will ask you, I mean, if you have downloaded OVF, it is a template, and it will be setting up the required CPUs and the RAM automatically, right? You can see 8 CPUs, 8 GB minimum RAM, all these things. So you don't need to change anything here. Yes, you can change the folder where it will be installed. By default, it's installed in the C, users admin, and the VirtualBox VMs is the folder. If you don't have what you say, the required space, then you can just install this in any other maybe drive or any other folder if you want, right? So I will keep this as default and then finish. Now I have the MAC address policy include only NAT network adapter MAC addresses here set up. So I'll keep it like that. If I see the adapter is network adapter is the one that I'm using right now. Yeah, so let's keep it as default and finish. First, let's install this, right? So it's importing. You can see the progress here. Let's wait for the progress to complete. I mean, 200%. I will just fast forward this video so that we don't have to wait this much, right? Okay, I see the VM has been installed. Now I'll go here and basically I want to check the details here of the VM. I can see the network is there, right? And if I want, I can expand, and now I will select this virtual machine, which is EVM-COM5, and click on settings. And I want to go to the network basically. So I see that this has 4 adapters, and I, as of now, want only one adapter, and which should be basically bridged. Okay, so this is very important. This one should be bridged, and this one should be bridged on the adapter that you are connected. As I showed you earlier, I am connected on the Wi-Fi, and this shows as N63AGN, right? So I am selecting that one only. If I was connected to the Ethernet, then I would select the other one, which is this one, right? But I'm connected on the on the wireless. So if you have, I mean, I will show you why you need this, but for now this is fine, and I'll click OK, and then I would basically now start the VM. Now by default the DHCP services are running on the EVNG interface, and it will get an IP address from the DHCP if you keep the settings on default. But you can also have static IP address, which I recommend, because you don't need to again change the IP address, right? So you need a static IP address there. But yeah, different people could have different requirements. So yeah, so let's wait for this to turn on. Now, along with this, you need a couple of more softwares to be installed, downloaded and installed, right? So you need to go back here to the EVNG website, go to the download section, and make sure you download the Windows client side package. So I am on the Windows, so I will go and I mean, you have two links. One is for the Google Drive and one is for the Mega Drive, right? So I mean, I recommend to download from Google because the speed is fast, but sometimes what happens is you're not logged into your Gmail, so it might show you an error. Make sure you are logged into your Gmail account and then click on the Google Drive, and then you should be fine to download this. But if this isn't working, then you can also always go to the Mega link and download the uh, application from here, right? You can just click here and this would start downloading the application. Okay, so you can click here and the download start. It is around 61 megs. I'll cross on these two. So this is one thing I want you to download. Second is the a client or application called WinSCP. So this is again a free tool which you need to download. I will tell you why you need to download, because you in future you would have to copy the nodes or the images. So by default there are no images present inside the EVNG. You would have to add different images that you would like to run in your what do you say, the lab, right? So you can come here and download the client from the Mega Drive as well. So that is there. I will just close this. What I was talking about, the WinSCP, right? So when you have to copy those images to the file system of the EVNG, you would need this WinSCP, right? So you can always come here and download this from the link here. Okay, download WinSCP like this, and I have already downloaded this, so you would have something like this in your system, right? So I would just open up the WinSCP. You just download this application and again follow this wizard to install the application. So you would have something like this. This is WinSCP. Yeah, so this is something like this, right? So this is required to I mean, access the root folder of your EVNG machine. So let's go to the machine where what is the progress here. Yeah, so I can see there is an IP address which is taken by default, 192.168.1.12. If you want, you can go and type this here, 192.168.1.1. I think it's 168.1.102, right? Let me just cross verify again. 1.102 exactly. You just hit enter and this should open up the EVNG. Now the default password, username password is admin and Eve for the GUI access, right? Yeah, so you can access this here. I would not save this. Now by default there is no labs present. You just click on the add new lab and say test lab here, hit enter, and now you have this a great canvas where you can start working on your project. Right click and you can have multiple options. Node, which would add all these nodes. Now they are all grayed out except for one thing, which is the VPC. This is a virtual PC, just if you need to, I mean, test something. So you can have these two connected like this, and then you say I connect them to each other like this. just to test. Okay, and then I can just start these two, right click and start. Okay, and now this is started. I can just double click on this. Now this double click and OpenSSH works only if you have the client side software installed. So that is why it is important to install the client side software that I showed you, right? So once you are here, you double click on this one, it will open in the terminal that you have. By default, I mean, putty is the common one that you have in the system. Now you can go on the VPC1, say set IP 10.1.1.1/24. I think this should work, or I can say IP. Yeah, so this works like this. And then on the VPC2, I will say IP 10.1.1.2/24. That means they are both in the same subnet, and I can ping each other, right? Okay, that is I think wrong. Yeah, 1.1.12 is what I want, and I can always say I think IP or I can say show IP. Yeah, so this is 1.12, and if I say show IP here, it should be 1.1. Okay, so because they are in the same subnet and they're directly connected, so I should be able to reach the other device from here like this. Okay, and vice versa, this should also work. So this is something that you would I mean, may require in your lab to practice the connectivity and all that's there. But if you want to watch the other I mean other videos where I will be showing you how to add the different nodes, or you can say different devices to the EVNG. I will put the links, or you can check my YouTube channel and you will see all those great videos there with the links provided to download the images as well. That is one thing. So you can use it like this, and if you want to, then you can also change the IP to static, because this could change, right? You restart the system or you change the network, this may change. So what you do here is you basically okay, one more thing is the SSH is enabled by default. So if you have some putty software here, or even you can use the PowerShell. So let's use putty, not PowerShell, because most of the Windows guys are comfortable with putty. So I'll go and download putty. I have secure CRT. I mean, you can use that as well. I think, yeah, secure CRT. I can go and SSH to the VM, because I want to access the CLI. I can go from here as well. But I just want to show you that you can just type in root. Here the username password is different. The username is root and the password would be same, EVE. Once you're inside the CLI here, right, it will ask you on the first startup to set it up, right? Now you can do an EVE here, sorry. Okay, you will not be able to see this, right? So what I will do is, so if you have clicked on this, right, and now if you're not able to come out of this, you would have to click on the right control button on the keyboard, as you can see here, right, to release the mouse. Now once I'm here, I want to SSH to 192.168.1.102 and enter and accept and save. I would say username is root, and I would say okay, and then password is EVE and okay. Okay, now this is what I want. So this is the first startup, and here you would have to type the password, which is EVE. Again, repeat EVE. And if you want to change the name of the virtual machine, then you can go and do that. So for example, I will say EVE NG in the capital and click on OK, and you can keep the DNS domain name as is. Now here by default it's DHCP. Okay, by default, this is set to DHCP. Now, if you want to change, you have to click on the down arrow, and then to select it, you have to click on the space bar. Now you can see the asterisk sign on the static. So you now have to just click on enter the OK. Okay, now you have to type in the IP address from the range that you have in your local subnet, right? In the WAN, sorry, in the wireless LAN. I have 192.168.1.0/24 subnet. So I can enter any IP, and that is, I think I did, yeah, okay. So I did something wrong, and maybe this could happen to you as well, right? So let's see what happens now and how to overcome this. Okay, it's restarting the VM, and let's see if it takes any IP. I don't think it will take any IP because I was not able to provide any static IP, so it should take the DHCP again. Okay, there is no IP now here. If you see root EV, because on top you would see the IP address. Even if you do if config pnet, I think 0. Let's try that, or just do the if config here, and I see no IPs here, right? So and let's go back to my command prompt. Okay, I'm not able to reconnect because the IP is not there, right? This 102. So I would have to work on here only. So the command to reset this is rm-f/ovf, then /opt, sorry, /opt/ovf, and then /configure. This is basically the path to the file which we need to delete. Okay, do it a couple of times and then reboot. This time it should work. Once it reboots, it will again prompt you with that wizard, right? The wizard that you saw in the initial, where I just was not able to enter the IP address. So yeah, so let's wait. So now if that is done, it should take IP address from the DHCP as well, because it will go back to the default settings. Let's see. Okay, it didn't. Let's try to log in and see what happens. So root EVE, and yeah, so I'm back into the wizard. I will type EVE, the password EVE again. I will not change it. I will change the name to caps EVENG. Enter. I'll keep the domain name as it is. I will go and select the static, hit enter, and the new IP 192.168.1.say 199, or say 211. Hit enter. So this is the subnet mask. I will keep it as /24, which is 255.255.255.0. Hit enter, and then the default gateway in my case is 1.1. That is my router basically. Hit OK, and the primary DNS I'll keep as Google, secondary also as Google. You can use the same as NTP is fine. Just hit blank, and here you have to hit direct connection if you're using your router here. If you have any proxies, you can just select here like this, right? So I'll go and hit enter. That's it, done. Now it will reboot and have the static IP there on the interface. Now if I want to do this, let's do a test by doing a ping, continuous ping to that 192.211, right? -3, and you can see once this is back, the pings should start working. Fingers crossed. And once this is done, the pings should be successful, right? Okay, I can see the pings are working now. That means we have the IP address there on the 211. Now I can see, yeah, the pings are there. Sorry, the IP is there. I can go here and change from 102 to 211. and hit enter, and this should open up the GUI for my EVE-NG. Super. Now I will go and type in admin as a username and EVE, the password, which is the default. Hit enter, and I should be back to my project. Great. So yeah, so that is what I had to show in my video. Once you have this setup ready, then you can move on to the next stage where you have to download and install and import the images to EVE-NG. If you want to have a particular image imported, just search in my channel, or you can just reach back to me for that. So that's it for this video, and see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.